and today we're going to be showing you how to get your gear to a higher level in Rise of Iron, or just how to obtain that higher light that you need for either maybe Wrath of Machine, or you're on a quest just to get the highest amount of light. Well, I got you covered, and basically main thing you want to do is, if you are beneath level 380, 385 like me, I would advise you to do the, let's say, the Siva Crisis Heroic Strikes. Grind the heck out of those. That will get you a lot higher light. And once you were 385, I would suggest doing Nightfall. And yeah, I would suggest grinding that for a while. Once you're at like 390, and you could do it at 385 if you're being carried, but I wouldn't advise you to do the Wrath of Machine 85. So I would wait till you're like at least 390, and you could reuse the raid set gear you get at the Wrath of the Machine to use to up your light, because it will help you a lot. So once you have, that's some way to stop your light. And if you're like a new player at this game and you want to up your level, best way just to play lots and lots of Crucible and have on gear that'll help you upgrade your Vanguard, your reputation, for everything like that. And get that, like all your vendors, try to upgrade those. That's a really good way of getting better gear for lower light levels. Like, I would suggest this at like basically any light. Like once you're like level 10 in the game. Yeah, and like also, if you're done with the weekly Siva Heroic Strikes, and if you're just done grinding those, I would suggest doing the dailies. They can sometimes drop pretty good gear. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best, but it's not the worst. So I would definitely try those, but definitely do the Siva Heroic Strikes, Siva Crisis Heroic if you're like under 380 and trying to get to trying to get to 385. And then once you're 385, I would suggest doing Nightfalls before you use some of the Wrath of the Machine, because Wrath of the Machine is obviously going to be harder. So I would suggest doing a couple of those just to get you ready. And also, like, you might need to train a bit and get a good fire team. Has a lot higher light, but if you would do, I would suggest doing the weekly Nightfall Strikes before you do, like I've said this like twice just so you guys understand. Try to get to like 390 by doing Nightfall Strikes after your 385. You can do it with some friends. It's gonna just to get the extra boost of damage in the raid. It's obviously way more useful, and it'll help you a lot. So yeah, once you're done with the raid will give you, I would just like, do the raid a couple times a week, like twice or something like that. You could try to get the full raid set gear, of course, if you want it. Personally, I haven't gotten it yet. One second, guys. And yeah, so that's if you want the full raid set gear. Personally, right now, I'm only my highest light was 352 or 353. So personally, like right when I get like up to the highest light level, they always update Destiny so you can have a higher light level. So it's always kind of struggling for me. I should probably do some weekly nightfall strike now. So yeah, I'll do that right now. Let's just go here. I'm not gonna be talking, but you guys can just watch, so.
I'm tracking reports of fallen splicers spotted in and around the Hellmouth. Intel suggests they're hunting ogres. Get down there. Make sure they don't snatch up any more fodder for their twisted experiments. No time for sightseeing, you two. Hit the summoning pits before the devil splicers can grab any more abominations for their priests to play around with.
By play around, you mean torture, vivisect, and disembowel?
Well, yeah. But when you put it that way, I almost feel bad for the Hive.
So why the Hive? Seems like a dangerous fight to pick.
The splicers are plain God. They view Siva as a means to reshape life how they see fit. The Hive are just victims of the splicers' willingness to push their curiosity.
Triptych of Hive runes.
It's a lock. Open it.
I'm on it. Splicers, heading our way. pattern here is chaotic. I think I figured it out. Just one more room to crack. Splicers, heading our way. The lock's fighting me, like everything else the highway. Hold on. Pattern here is chaotic, but I think I figured it out. Just one more room to crack. Rune's clear. We're through. That scream reminds me how much I hate this place. We're going to have to find another way.
I don't care if you have to hitch a ride on a tomb ship, Guardian. I need you in those summoning pits.
We're going to have to find another way.
I don't care if you have to hitch a ride on a tomb ship, Guardian. I need you in those summoning pits.
That's a long way down. So, you know, don't fall. Jump before it's too late. I'm detecting heavy splicer signatures. They're already here.
Get in there, Guardian. Put the splicers down and end whatever monstrosity the Hive are conjuring. secrets of Hive bioweaponry. Combining what they learn with Siva's potential, that would give the Splicers a whole new bag of tricks.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Yes, it does. Good thing you put a stop to it.